Hi, Soul Family. This is Mimi with Divination by Mimi. Welcome to your January 31st, 2018 super full moon lunar eclipse in Leo tarot reading. So, my goodness, a lot going on for this particular eclipse. Here's some things that could be very impactful and of note. Pulling out. If you are interested in getting, daily planet placements, this Llewellyn Daily Planetary Guide is wonderful. So let me pull it up because I had it all highlighted here. Where are you? Yeah. Okay, so this is occurring in Leo, which means that the sun is in the opposite sign. A full moon is when the sun is in directly opposite, 180 degrees opposite, in the opposite sign, which would be Aquarius. And it just so happens as a collective soul, as a humanity, our south node is in Aquarius and our north node is in Leo. So this is a very impactful energy for all of us, really. So basically, the south node is what we have already mastered collectively. What we are going for in the north node are those aspects of Leo that we need to take on to elevate ourselves to the next level. And think about that. What are the high octave aspects of Leo? Creativity, self-expression, self-love, not in an arrogant way, but self-love in the expression of their will, of the true and rightful will of all of humanity. Because it's the divine child ultimately is what Leo represents, and we all are divine children. So it's that fifth house nature of the expression of the will of the self, of the child, of the divine child, which we all have that right to. So the high octave things are those very things: expressiveness, creativity, a joyful love, a love from Tiferet or Heru. It's the real, the fifth chakra, fourth chakra, kind of love. It's a real agape, expressive love. It's a joy. The sun, what the sun kind of brings, that happiness and that joy. And of course, there are things that on the low octave of Leo, but that's not really what we're focusing on right now. However, some of the aspects will focus on that. So it's quite brilliant. This is the 31st of January. It's going to occur at, hold on. The eclipse and the full moon occur at 11 degrees 37 minutes of Leo. So that's at 8:27 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. On that same time, about 9 minutes later, Mercury goes into Aquarius. Mercury's quite happy in Aquarius because they're both air signs. They're both about open communication and logic. So the communicative nature of Mercury and the technological nature of Mercury goes quite well with Aquarius, as Aquarius is about technology and about progress and about expression of full potential for the collective. And we are talking about the collective here, okay? In addition to that, we have got the moon in Leo, again having the full eclipse there, and it's directly opposing Venus, who's also in Aquarius. So Venus is not necessarily well placed in Aquarius, but it does provide Venus the opportunity to express herself in what she loves and what she controls, which is beauty, value, sensuality, the stuff that makes life joyful, right? It has her express that in a more progressive and collective way. So she may not be putting her needs first. She might be looking at the beauty and the care and the value of everyone. I hope that makes sense. And then the last one in here, this is the tricky one, which some of the low octave aspects of Leo will come to light. The moon in Leo, right, is about the will. The motto is I will. It's the fifth house, the expression of self, just for the sake of doing it because you have that right, is squaring Jupiter in Scorpio. So Jupiter is an expressive, expansive energy. Its presence has been made well known in Scorpio, which is about secrets, the shadow, deep stuff that's been hidden. It's the eighth house. It's a very important house. When Jupiter is down there, it is absolutely expanding the energy, illuminating the energy, bringing a lot of those things that have been hidden to light. We've seen this on the world stage. We're seeing how, about a lot of the sexual and predatory abuses have been brought to light. You also are seeing the impact of organizations that seemed completely benign, like Citizens United. Now we were seeing the effect of that is a government shutdown because the government is owned by corporations. So a lot of these things are coming to life. When the moon in Leo squares this, what you're looking at is agitation as a result of those things that are hidden but are now coming to light. So the Leo aspect, in other words, the full moon in Leo, is, and we're talking about the low octave aspects of that power, of that will being pushed maybe when it shouldn't be, and seeing that reflected in the shadow world, but having it come to light. So we might see a lot of naughty activity that the government leaders have been up to coming to light right around this time. Again, this is the 31st. And then, of course, with an eclipse, it's an opportunity for everyone to it's kind of like, okay, let's look at it from this angle. Okay, now we have an opportunity to really see it. Now let's look at it from this angle. And with this new angle, we have a new opportunity to make a change on it or take an action on it. So it's kind of a lot of people refer to it as an eclipse as a reset button, meaning it's an opportunity to kind of reevaluate how it's been done, look at it from a different angle, and then attack it from a different angle and see if you don't get faster, better results. So again, this could have something to do with leadership. This could have something to do in your own life where you're squaring off with maybe a person that's in power that has been abusing your power and now it's coming to light, or it could be someone, you know, is coming for you. But either way, that's the energy of this square. And then, of course, the eclipse is an opportunity, whether you are on, regardless of what end you're on of this square, whether you're the one that's being illuminated about or the one that's finding out, there's an opportunity to address it from a different perspective. So it's a very fertile time. It's a very good time. That's it for astrology. I hope that made sense. Let's get into the readings. This is going to be a 3-card pull based upon the supernal triangle of the Tree of Life. So if you follow the Kabbalistic Tree of Life, this would be Keter, Hokmah, and Binah, the top 3 Sephira. If you follow the Chromatic Tree of Life, this would be the top 3 placements of Amin Asur, Tehuti, and Sekert. If you follow just Jungian theory, this would be superconscious, conscious, and subconscious. I am using the Morgan Greer, which is a Rider-Waite-Smith system-based deck. This is for our collective soul family for the full super moon in Leo eclipse, a blue moon, on January 31st, 2018. What do we, the collective soul family, considering all of those astrological aspects, particularly that square with Jupiter in Scorpio, the 8th house, what do we, the soul family, need to know? Do we need to look out for the super full blue moon lunar eclipse on January 31st, 2018? What do we need to know for January 31st? Full super blue moon in Leo with an eclipse. It's a lot. This is the second full moon, second full super moon this month. For January 31st, 2018. Holy Hecate. What guidance do you want us to know directly as a God source message for our highest good? What's our highest self communicating to us? Our collective soul family. January 31st, 2018. Holy Hecate, Cosmic Soul, Great Mother, Titaness, Creatrix of the Universe. What do we need to know for this super? Thank you. The world in reverse. Some cycle that we're not coming through, we're not moving on from. There is a danger of not moving on. That's our subconscious, our superconscious. What does the conscious mind say? And with that lack of moving on, of that lack of learning from this cycle, there is no transformation. This is the Death card. This is 2 major arcana. It's an eclipse. It's a big time. And subconsciously, we are feeling defeated. All right. So superconscious gave us the world in reverse. This is the last card of the major arcana. We've got 2 major arcanas here. One being transformation. That's kind of pivotal when you're trying to learn something and move beyond something to come to the next cycle. So here we're talking about not moving on to the next cycle, not carrying on with the learning, okay? And that is directly because we don't think something is transforming. Okay, and also that makes sense, that both being major arcana, if we don't feel there's a transformation occurring, then there won't be one, and we won't move beyond the cycle. I think what we're being told here, because we're feeling defeated, this is the subconscious message, there's a feeling of defeat, but the message that I'm getting here is that it looks as though we, and however this particular energy resonates with you, it could resonate with you on a personal level or a career level, or it could resonate with you politically, collectively. We are very powerful beings, hence the World card. When we create cycles, we either move to them or we stay stagnant. But either way, these cycles are within our hands. And we're feeling no transformation, but I believe that we're looking outside of ourselves for that transformation, okay? And because we're looking outside of our own divine self, our own very powerful, autonomous divine self, we're looking beyond ourselves for that, we're not moving on. And the lesson here has a lot to do with just how much power that we have collectively. So if we're feeling a lack of movement, if we're feeling a lack of transformation, it has everything to do with our perspective. Subconscious is saying there's a defeat, there is a feeling of defeat. And of course, if we're seeking to change something, but we're looking to outside sources to make that happen, that would make sense. So I think I'm sure the message is our collective evolution, the next step we need to take to turn this around, to move beyond this, right? To learn this lesson, we need to stop looking outside of ourselves for this to change. That all of this happens within us. So if it is something to do in your personal life, if you're looking for other people to make it happen for you, or if you're blaming other people because it hasn't happened, don't. It has to come. It really comes back to you. Everything really is within our power. Everything comes back to us. Okay? And that's what we're being guided here. The feeling of defeat that we're sitting in, and the feeling of stagnation and lack of transformation here, and a bit of depression I'm getting as well, is directly, and the fact that we're not moving on from this cycle, that's the message from above, indicates to me is that how we're going about it is wrong, and the message that I'm getting intuitively is that we're looking outside of ourselves to make this change happen, to make this transformation happen. And actually the answers are completely within, and I believe that's the lesson we're being asked to take on and actually act on. All right, I hope this helps, soul family. If you have questions or comments, please actually leave them in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. If you'd like a reading, feel free to email me at mememes@hotmail.com. You'll find that email address in the description box below. Also, I'm on other social media platforms. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and of course my website. You'll find all that as well in the description box below. I will be back for the first half of the month's readings and the new moon in February. That will be, holy shit, where would that be? I can't remember. My brain's fried. So that will be coming up next month in February. So if I don't hear from you for a private reading or through the comments section, then I'll look forward to hearing from you next month as we do the different tarot readings for the different astrological signs. And if you haven't subscribed, I'd love it if you did. That way we can keep this dialogue going. I love to get feedback from you guys in the comments, and it would be lovely to share a dialogue about this and about more in an esoteric world. All right, you take care.